We have been running a WebEngage Startup Program since 2020. Uh, this initiative has grown multifold. Uh, the reason of building and starting this WebEngage Startup Program, like any other B2B program that you would see, right? It's mainly to support startups, to support a startup ecosystem, and make sure both grows as the startup grows. But the genesis of our startup ecosystems is a little different. We ourselves, being a startup, have been using multiple different tools when we started WebEngage. This is 2011, and to to even start on the day one, let's say if you have a support system or a sales system, you would rely on an Excel sheet or an email to make sure your operations are very very simplified. When we launched this retention stack in 2016, right, we were thinking about who the right audience is for this particular stack, and we started gaining customers with respect to the customers who were in the growth phase, who are in mid-market enterprises, because retention seems like a day two or a day three problem. It was never apparently a day zero problem in the ecosystem at that point in time, and for us as well. During the course of next 4 years, right, from 2016 to 2020, after serving different customers of different scale, we realized that there is a change. There is a change that is happening in the ecosystem. There is a change that is happening within our problem statement. The more we went deeper into the retention as a problem space, it becomes very apparently clear that retention is not a day two problem. It is actually a day zero problem. You need to have a thought with respect to your customer experience, with respect to the metrics that you are tracking. And we talked about a lot about retention. We talked about churn, right? Rajan Anandan in the morning gave you a very golden ratio, which is a very new ratio, 1:1. We never came to that ratio. We never stumbled upon that the ratio should be 1:1. Right? But the ratio needs to be very, very important. And how do we make this retention ecosystem itself as simple as an Excel tool or as simple as an email tool that a startup would need on a day one was a pretty big challenge. 2020, we were sitting with actually Anand, who probably left the room. 2020 is when we were sitting with Anand and the rest of his teams when they decided, आप क्या करना चाहते हो? What you would do? Do something big, right? And leave a legacy behind. So that led to a lot of introspection within us. We are building tools, we are building companies, company is growing, but the problem statement of retention needs to be defined. It needs to be educated, and education became our more solo problem statement at that point in time, which led to this retention simplified as a goal. It's not just a written at the bottom of the screen. This is actually a motto for us to build any kind of new product, 2020 onwards. And we want to build retention, a simplified stack for the startups. We did two things. 2020 is when we launched our WSP, is what we call WebEngage Startup Program, where we onboard startups, we handpick them, nurture them, give them more consultation, give them more education on how the stack needs to be, what their business is, how do they need to look into their own KPIs, and onboard them. This requires a lot of consultancy. And on the technical side, what we did is we found that a lot of startups whom we were onboarding in the first set of cohorts, they are a lot on the D2C side, which are relying on Shopify and other ecosystems. So we went deeper into this Shopify ecosystem because the startups were lacking technical bandwidth. Right? They are 4-member team and there's no technical bandwidth to develop such integration so that retention or automation and marketing campaigns can be sent out in a much meaningful way. So to simplify this retention, we built Shopify extension, went deeper into it, and we built a team inside WebEngage, which is helping and assisting startups to get through their retention journey on day zero. Right now, 2023, it's a team of 20-member team. In last 3 years, we have probably gotten 1,000 plus applications across the globe for this startup program. 300 have been enrolled in the program, out of which 30 have already raised and grown to the next level. What we are doing right now is going one step ahead of it. We are launching a demo day for the startups. What does it mean? I think probably after this, you will see a QR code being displayed on the video, which you can scan it. You can submit it. It's your pitch. The pitch will be shown to an esteemed panel of VCs where you will get an opportunity to pitch your own idea, pitch your own startup idea. And importantly, from the rewards perspective, The rewards could be soft commitments, could be prizes, could be networking, could be ideas, but importantly, it would be a very genuine feedback that you would get from the panel. And we look forward to it. The dates will be announced very, very soon. And probably an EV will be played over here. The QR code is displayed across the hall. You can scan it. And to get to the WSP team, you can reach out on social media as well as Twitter. Thank you. Thank you very much.
WebEngage. Retention simplified.